Welcome back to Ready, Set, Sold. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm here talking with Jeremy Thompson now. We just got done talking to Marla Vogt, who is no relation, with her company. And now we're going to be talking to Integrity Renovation and Construction. And what I want to talk about Jeremy with, and again, we talked about this earlier off air, of what you can do, and backsplashes is really big. And you mentioned something about telephone jacks and things of that nature. I mean, those little tips there, maybe you can talk more about that.
Yeah, so a lot of times, one of the easiest things, obviously, when you redo a countertop, you need something to kind of accent that as well. And Marla's really good at picking out the tile and stuff like that. I'm just the hands behind the operation. She's the eye. But there's unnecessary things that sometimes back in the day they would put stuff. People thought they wanted a telephone hanging on the wall and stuff. Well, that kind of stuff really doesn't happen anymore with the smartphones and things like that. So a lot of times we try to eliminate some of the clutteredness that's on the wall in the back of a backsplash in a kitchen, and they're relatively easy to get rid of. So it just kind of declutters the wall behind the countertops.
Something else, and I love that too, because again, we sometimes forget about technology. We forget about how things have changed, even on phone jacks and things of that nature. I think the other part, there was another story that you told me about too, is how simple that you can make a change. You mentioned a dining room, but there could be other rooms, maybe bathrooms, and that's one of the things we talked about. We've seen wainscoting in bathrooms that can make a totally different look and relatively inexpensive, but have a dramatic effect. I mean,
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So one of the things, me being one of my specialties is trim carpentry. I've been a trim carpenter for a long time, and if you go on the internet, you can order wainscoting, and it can get relatively pricey because it's actually paneling that you're buying. One simple way to do things is to, say you wanted a more elegant dining room. So you take some chair rail, run that at like 36 inches high, then you take some panel molding and you basically make up squares. So from the chair rail down to the baseboard, you paint that, a white or a cream, and then from the chair rail up, you can, pop it with some color. And if you want to take it a step further, you add some crown molding. Now you've just turned a plain room into something that when people walk into the house, because we're all, let's face it, we're all visual creatures, right? So people can't see what's behind the walls, but they definitely can see what's in front of them. And you can drastically change somebody's opinion of a house. If they walked into a house and said, nah, it's not for me, and then you walked them into the same house a month later and you did all these little tricks with the trim work, they may buy the house. It's those little things that go a long way.
Yeah.
Touching again on the kitchens and the backsplashes, what we do a lot too is houses that were built back in the day, under cabinet lighting wasn't a big deal. But now it really adds a lot to a kitchen. And so when you replace a counter and you decide to do the backsplash, we a lot of times recommend to do under cabinet lighting, and it's easy to do because you can cut a channel in the drywall, add the lighting, put the drywall strip back in, backsplash it, and you never know that it's there. And it's something that really makes the countertop pop, and it really makes the backsplash pop out as well.
Jeremy, I love that. I really do. That's a fantastic idea, and you were so right. I mean, to tell you, when you have that lighting on in any kitchen, and whether you have it just on the countertops or sometimes you even take it up on top to the ceiling, either way, it makes a dramatic, and lighting is so important. I love what Marla talked about too, was the lighting aspects become so important. How is this house going to be seen? So these painting and things of that nature. And again, it goes back on to making the wrong mistake. Sometimes when you want to make improvements, the intentions are good, but you don't have the professionals like Marla and also with Jeremy, and it turns out that you're going to be redoing it and paying top dollar again for something that could have been taken care of the first time. So that's why it's so important to be relying on professionals such as these. And we're running out of time on this segment, but I just want to mention again, this is Above and Beyond Designs by Marla. They're located in Columbia, Illinois. And Jeremy Thompson, Integrity Renovations and Construction, also located in Columbia. And they're like the dynamic duo, and that's even a better situation because, look, with one you get the other. So you have 20, 40 years of experience working for you. So by all means, check them out. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bryan.
Okay. And our next segment, what we're going to be talking about is, what if you don't have the bathrooms? What if you don't have those bedrooms? What should you do? Oh, my. Should you go out and make new bedrooms and bathrooms? Well, let's talk about that. Be sure to listen to the next segment, and we'll answer those questions. You're listening to Ready, Set, Sold with your host, Bryan Vogt. See you on the other side.